Your husband says you're controlling him, but here's what might actually be happening. He's guilt-tripped you into silence so his ex can keep crying on his shoulder about her job problems. Pretty convenient setup, right? Is this the 5th time you're letting these innocent chats slide? Your stomach drops every time you see her name pop up on his phone screen, but you stay quiet because you don't want to be that crazy wife? He says, "We're just friends," while your gut screams, "Something's off here," but you silence it because you're afraid of looking insecure? Not because you're wrong, but because you might have fallen for a pattern that psychologists see all the time, and I'm about to show you exactly how it works. Psychologists have studied this extensively when one partner stays in contact with an ex and the other objects. And you know what they found? The issue usually isn't jealousy or control. The issue is often one person dismissing the other's pain and shifting blame for the conflict onto them, and then sometimes calling it trust and maturity. Let's break down how this typically works, why you're probably not at fault, and what to do when your boundaries get labeled as control. Here's the deal. When your partner tells you you're controlling me, he might be doing 3 things simultaneously, whether he realizes it or not. First, invalidating your feelings. You're hurt? Doesn't matter. You're just jealous. You have legitimate concerns? Irrelevant. You just don't trust him. Second, shifting responsibility. The conflict didn't start because he hid calls from his ex, but because you overreacted. And third, making you feel guilty. Now you're the one causing problems. You're the one damaging the relationship with your suspicions. And him? He was just supporting someone in need. Whether that's conscious manipulation or learned conflict avoidance, the effect on you is the same. Now, let's look at the facts. His ex calls him to cry about work. Not her best friend, not her mom, not a therapist, him, the guy she almost married. 7 years together, that's not just history. That's deep emotional connection, patterns, intimacy. And she calls, not texts in a messenger, but actually calls to share her feelings. Simple question, why? If this really is just friendship, why didn't she turn to someone else? Why specifically your husband? And why didn't he tell you about the call immediately, but admitted it later? If it was so innocent, why hide it? Psychologists call this a boundary violation. Not yours, his. The ex crossed a line by calling a married man she had a serious history with for emotional support. And he let that boundary slide, because he doesn't see anything wrong with it. Maybe he genuinely doesn't. Some people grow up in families where boundaries were fuzzy, where saying no felt cruel. But here's what it means in practice. He's prioritizing her emotional needs over your peace of mind. She's upset. He runs to comfort her. You're upset. You're being controlling. See the pattern? Now about fear. You're scared he might go back to her, that these calls and messages aren't just friendship, that someday he'll choose her over you. And you know what? That fear is completely valid. This isn't your jealousy spiraling out of control. This is your brain analyzing real risks. 7 years with someone doesn't just disappear. Emotional bonds don't vanish because people broke up. And when that person reappears in your partner's life, your brain reasonably asks, what if? This isn't paranoia. This is your instinct protecting you. Here's where it gets interesting. He accused you of not trusting him. Like if you really trusted him, you wouldn't object to these calls. Want me to show you what's off here? Trust is when someone's actions demonstrate they're trustworthy, when they're transparent, honest, considerate of your feelings. What did your husband do? Hid the call, dismissed your pain, put his ex's comfort above your peace of mind. And now he's telling you the problem is that you don't trust him? It's like someone regularly taking your money without asking, then accusing you of being paranoid when you start hiding your wallet. Whether he's doing this consciously or just repeating patterns he saw growing up, the impact on you doesn't change. Research shows when one partner maintains emotionally close contact with an ex and the other objects, it's rarely about jealousy. It's about priorities. Who am I choosing? Whose needs matter more to me? If your partner chooses to keep talking to his ex, knowing it hurts you, he's making a choice. He's saying, her emotional comfort matters more than your peace of mind. And when you object, he makes you feel guilty about it. That might not be calculated. It might just be easier for him than facing the real issue, but the result is the same. Now look at what's happening to you. You feel guilty. Even though he violated boundaries, he hid the call, he ignored your pain, but you're the one feeling guilty. Why? Because he, intentionally or not, shifted the blame onto you. He said, "You're controlling me," and your brain bought it. Because nobody wants to be that toxic, controlling wife. So now you're doubting yourself. Maybe I really am wrong. Maybe I'm asking too much. No, you're not controlling him. You're protecting your relationship from someone who shouldn't have this level of intimacy in it. Here's a thought experiment. If the situation were reversed, if your ex, who you almost married, called you crying, and you supported him, then didn't tell your husband, how would he react? Would he calmly accept it? Or would he have some questions? I'll bet he'd have questions, and he'd have every right to. Because in healthy relationships, exes are kept at arm's length, not out of jealousy, but out of respect for your partner. Psychologists say it plainly. If contact with an ex destroys trust in your current relationship, you need to make a choice. What matters more? Friendship with someone from your past, or your relationship with someone in your present? You can't keep both if one is killing the other. And when your partner tries to keep both while making you feel guilty for having boundaries, that's usually not partnership. That's often someone avoiding hard choices by making you the problem. Now, what to do? First, stop feeling guilty. You're not controlling him. You're setting a boundary that says, there's no room in our relationship for emotional intimacy with your ex. That's normal. That's a healthy boundary. If he calls it control, the problem likely isn't you. Second, figure out what's actually unacceptable to you. Any contact with his ex, or specifically these calls where she seeks emotional support from him. Be specific, not "it makes me uncomfortable," but "I'm not willing to be in a relationship where you provide emotional support to your ex-partner." Specificity removes room for misunderstanding and manipulation. Third, tell him directly without apologizing. Not "sorry, but I feel like," but "I can't be in a relationship where you hide calls from your ex and prioritize her needs over my peace of mind." No justifications. This is your boundary, and you have every right to set it. He might genuinely not understand why this matters, so explain it once, clearly. Fourth, watch actions, not words. He agreed to stop contact? Great. Now observe. Did he actually do it? Or will it turn out in a month that she texted and I couldn't ignore her? If he breaks the agreement again, you'll know. Words mean nothing. Only actions matter. And sometimes people need to see consequences before they take boundaries seriously. Fifth, if he keeps pushing guilt, calling you controlling, accusing you of not trusting him, ask yourself this: do you want to be with someone who, instead of hearing your pain, makes you the problem? Who's willing to fight for the right to talk to his ex, but won't protect your peace of mind? This might not be about him being a bad person. It might be about him not being ready for this level of partnership. But either way, the question stands. Sixth, if you realize you can't figure this out alone, go to therapy. Together. Not you alone to work on your jealousy, but together to figure out where the disconnect is. Often a third party helps both of you see patterns that are invisible from inside the relationship. A therapist might help him understand why this matters to you and help you both find a path forward. Sometimes people genuinely don't know how to navigate this until someone explains it. And finally, if you've done everything you could, set boundaries, explained, asked, but he continues ignoring, blaming, or making you feel crazy, you have a choice. Stay and keep feeling guilty for protecting your relationship, or acknowledge that someone who won't hear your pain isn't ready to be a partner, at least not right now. It hurts, but it's honest. You can keep believing he's just supporting a friend and ignore your intuition's screaming danger. Or you can admit, if someone prioritizes his ex's comfort over your peace of mind and makes you feel guilty for your boundaries, that's probably not about love. That's about not being heard. Whether that's because he can't hear you or won't hear you, the effect is the same. The choice has always been yours. You just see now what you're choosing.